Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture 2 of module 7, balancing personal life and professional life. And I am Rita Shukla. I am assistant counselor in Institute Counseling Service IITK, and we are going to discuss about that how you will balance your personal life and professional life. So let me begin with a question that have you ever felt like there's just not enough hours in a day? Then you are not alone. Whether you are a student, professional, or a parent, life feels like a constant juggling act. Today, we are going to talk about something that impacts all of us, balancing personal life and professional life. So, in this session, I'll share some practical steps and reflections that can help create better harmony between the two domains of your life, personal life and professional life. So, now the question comes that what is work life balance? What we understand by this. So, this is not a 50-50 thing between work and home. It's about feeling fulfilled, it's about the feeling satisfied, it's about feeling peace, your inner peace. And if you are getting that peace, it means you are able to balance or you are balancing perfectly both of your life aspects, personal and professional. But what happens when there is a imbalance? Have you ever felt it that you are feeling tired, irritated, anxious once you come back from your work and you are at home and you are feeling irritated? So your work stress is impacting your personal life. Have you ever felt that? If yes, then you must need to balance it. So, but when we don't have it, then if we are our life is balanced, then you will feel more energetic, you will feel mentally resilient, and you will feel happier in relationships. You will all the roles you are playing in your life will be effective. So you have to create a balance and you will not feeling any burnout in your life. So for example, if you'll see that a person X who is a software engineer and work for 12 hours in a day, when comes back home and start shouting at the maid and feeling very irritated because he is exhausted. But once he started setting the boundaries in his work environment, he feels more peaceful from inside. He started taking breaks, he started going on the vacations, and he feel more productive, and his boss is also happy with him because he is now productive and working more efficiently. So if for with this example you can understand that why taking break is very important if you are feeling exhausted in your work. You have to understand that asking for breaks or balancing, it's not a luxury, it's a need. It's necessary for you to continue taking short breaks in between the work hours. And why this matters, because it will also enhance your relationships, it will improve your health, because if you are sitting at the same position for long hours you may develop some physical problems. There may be back pain, there may be headache, stress, many things may be there. But if you are balancing better way, then you will feel the change in your life. So, as I was seeing, that you can see the signs of imbalance. If you are having the constant fatigue, if you are working but you are feeling very tired at your workplace, you are not productive, your productivity had been decreased significantly, or your work relationships also got affected by this. You are working but not able to produce as you can, right? So your boss is not happy with your work performance. That is also the sign of imbalance. Or you don't have personal time, you lack of personal time. So how that is also important, because it will affect your relationships. You don't have time when you leave for office around 7:30 or 8 a.m. in the morning, and after working for 12 hours you are coming back at 8:30 and you are so tired, you don't have time, you want to go out but because of your that tiredness, you cannot give time to your relationship. You will just have your dinner and you will go to sleep. Then it means there's some problem. So how you can balance it, how you can manage it, now we will see that. So how you can do that? You can engage in hobbies. You can participate in the hobbies and activities outside of works which give you the relaxation and personal growth also. That those hobbies can be anything. It may be gardening, it may be cooking, it may be playing some sports, it may be talking to your friends, it may be going to a library and reading your favorite book, it may be just having a tea in your garden area or in a balcony, or just lying down on it. So anything can be there. So but if it will be a hobby you can develop, you can continue with your work, then it will definitely help you to balance, because after that you will feel more energetic that okay, other than my work, yeah, or office hours, I have done this also. Anything you can develop. And you can set the boundaries also, because setting boundaries are also equally important. You can manage stress, time management, building routines, and utilizing flexibility. All these things are important to balance the personal and professional life. So now we will come that how will you manage your stress. Right? There are many ways to manage your stress. The first step you can take, you have to identify your stressor. That what makes you stress. Till the time you will not identify your stressor, you won't be able to handle it. So here you are identifying that your work is creating the stress, then it means you need a break. And there is no harm in asking for a leave. Okay? Or you are working but finishing your time at working hours, means like if your office ends at 6, it must be end at 6. You should also leave at 6. There is no need to stay back till 8 because you think that you would be able to make your boss happy, because maybe he will be happy but your life will be affected by this. So you find out what is the stressor, then you practice that how you can manage your stress. You can practice mindfulness, you can practice some sports, you can engage in some physical activity, physical movement, or you can talk to someone to whom you trust. That is also very good thing. So whatever ways you feel that helps you to release the stress, you will start continuing that thing. At the workplace, if you are feeling so immediate thing, maybe taking short breathing exercise, doing that thing, that will help to reduce your stress. But otherwise, if you in a long term, if you will be engaged in these activities like mindfulness or practicing some sports or hobbying or talking to someone you trust, these things for the long time thing, so you can practice that also. Building healthy routine, how it helps to manage the stress or to balance the life. So once you are stick to a routine, half of your things get settled. You don't have to pay attention that you are following the things or not, your work had been completed or not, but you will feel satisfied by the end of the day that my day had gone well. So your mornings will be calm. You can start with the meditation or some maybe the yoga, or you can journal your thoughts. That also helps you. So in the morning once you get up, maybe after brushing you can spend some time for the yoga, or you can do some meditation for 10 to 15 minutes, whatever time you have. You can write down your thoughts for 10 minutes, and then you can start your day as you do that. And after evening, once you come back from your work, there you can utilize that thing, that okay, what I am supposed to do at the evening. So instead of just scrolling your phone, you can find out whatever work is there to do. If you have to clean your room, maybe, so spending time on the phone, you just start doing that thing. Once it is set, you know that thing, that after this work I have to do this, so you will not waste the time that what I'm supposed to do. And then you have to consistently follow this schedule. You don't do that thing. If you will break it, then start that schedule again is very difficult, because initiation is generally very difficult. So once you start continue for long time, and then only you would be able to see the change in your life. Another thing is setting the boundaries. So you define your work hours and stick to them, and communicate clearly with your colleague and family about your availability. If someone is asking you and that we have some get together, you also come, but you know that you will come after your work hours, you don't have time for that, then you have to say in a clear assertive manner that you won't be able to attend. Maybe you can attend on the weekends or on a holiday. So you have to set the boundaries with your colleagues also, with your friends, or all the family members. That is very important. Otherwise they will feel that you are not participating in the family activity, and at the same time you will also feel guilty that I couldn't go there, and your relationship will get affected by this. And you also create a dedicated workspace at home. So you, if you are working from home, so then you decide that these are my work hours. If you need to prepare something for next day presentation at home also, or your work is like that, it needed some preparation beforehand, and that you have to do after your work hours, then also it's okay. You can take out that time, that okay, maybe evening 7 to 8 is the time when I'll work. So assign that time to yourself, that this is my work hours. Although office is over, but this is the time when I give to my work for the preparation, because that is also important. After that, when you will go next day for the work, you will be prepared and you will feel satisfied also. So this is also equally important. And learn to say no to the additional thing. As in the previous lecture also we talk about that saying no is very difficult, but at the same time it's very important. The work which you cannot do or not related to you, you must be able to say no. Or you are busy, then you can say no, that I am busy, or I can do it later, or whenever. Means you, if you want to do that work, you have time, you must do that thing. But if you don't have time, or you are feeling overwhelmed, then you should be able to say no to that work. So in that way you would be able to set a balance between personal and professional life once you will set the boundaries. So for example, teacher who used to work for 12 hours in a day, because 6 hours is school hour, but they were asking her to come early and leave later, so 8 hours in the school, and then after that she has to check the copies and notebooks, and she was very much exhausted after that. So she consulted what has to be done, because she was feeling always accountable and not able to fulfill the home expectations. The relationship she was having at home, those were also getting affected. Then after a few sessions she realized that actually she is not giving time to herself. That is the main reason. So she was feeling her routine became monotonous. When she had set the boundary, she started saying no for the extra work, that whatever. Then another teacher was also coming and saying that can you take my class, or can you check my copies, and she used to say yes, because she was unable to say no, and it created more burden on her. And after that session she realized that how to say no, and she learned, she had said no for the extra work, and really it helped her to overcome with the setting the boundaries and overcome her inhibitions to say no. And that's, so setting boundaries are very important. And how important it is to engage in hobbies and non-work activities. So you can manage your routine for, so as I said, that engaging in hobbies and non-work activities. So those activity boost your creativity, they bring joy, and they help you to make your identity. This may be the gardening, this may be reading, it may be cooking, it may be volunteering for some NGO, or it may be playing music or sports. So how you can do that thing, you find out that what helps. Actually the main thing is finding out that what helps you to manage your stress, which helps you to engage in those hobbies. So as I said, that in the morning you will start your day with writing down something, 10-minute journal, 10 minutes yoga, and then you'll start your day. After coming back, you recognize what can you do. So anything of these things you can start doing, and that will help you to find out your identity. And after, because once you do the work which you actually like, you feel satisfied. If you like dancing, dance for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever time you have. If it brings joy in you, it's you. If you go for a picnic, it helps you, then maybe fortnightly you can plan the picnic. Don't wait for your friends that they will plan, only then you can go. So you have to find out. If you like to watch the movies, whether it's a don't think in a way that it will give some knowledge to me, or it will just for entertainment. But if you like that kind of entertainment, go ahead, enjoy that movie, and then you will feel that okay, now I'm happy, I'm feeling energetic, I can do lot of work. So with all these things, you also have to utilize the flexibility. So flexibility is a gift, but can become a trap if we are not careful. So we had made a routine, but we are not following because we thought that okay, we have not done it today, tomorrow I'll complete it, then that tomorrow will never come. So you have to define that on or off work hours. On and off, it's like a switching the light. When you switch on the light, it's on. When you switch off the lights, it's off. Similarly, when you are on, it means you are working. When you are off, you are not working. It's okay if you are not receiving the phone call after your working hours. This is completely okay, but you have to be consistent, because one day you are picking up, another day you are switching it off, then your boss won't be able to understand that what you are trying to do. So if you are setting the boundaries, if you are following a routine, you have to continue doing it for some time. And you track your work time also, how much time you are giving to your work every day, for everything. Means how much time you are giving to your exercise, how much time you are giving to your hobbies, how much time you are giving to your work, how much time you are giving to your studies. If you are a student and you are going to the classes, so other than your classes, your main work is to study. You may engage in many clubs, many activities, but those are the secondary. Main thing is studies. So after, are you attending all the classes? And after classes, how many hours are required to study? Are you doing that thing? That is also important. If you will be able to balance that, okay, regularly 2 hours of studies are required for me, then it's your choice. Every day, whatever time. You don't think that, okay, today I am not studied for 2 hours, maybe tomorrow I'll study for 4 hours. This won't work with you, maybe. It may work with someone else, but maybe not with you. So you have to recognize and you have to stick with your routine and take the real break. What do we mean by real break? Real break means real break. It's just not that real break that you are on the leave, but still you are working on something. You came back from your work, but still you are taking office calls, you are working on something. That is not the break. So when you are on a break, you have to understand that should be a break. And you must inform others about your availability. That communication is very important, whether it's with your seniors, whether it's with your colleagues, your friends, your family members. It must be clearly communicated about your availability. So because otherwise it always create confusion that generally he will be available at this time, they are calling, you are not picking up because you are busy in some office work, or you are at home and your colleagues or someone else from the office is calling because they don't know, and you are, so it should be communicated at this time to this time I will be available to take the phone calls. You don't want to check your WhatsApp messages after 11 p.m. you, because you go to sleep at that time. There is no need, and you should not feel guilty about that I missed something, because it's your routine and every day you are following the same routine. So you have to be flexible, but at the same time you have to follow that routine rigorously, at least for a month. Okay, at least 20 days, 30 days, 20 to 25 days. If you will follow, then it will become your habit, and you will feel that yes, I can follow it and I can see the change in myself. Now how you can manage your time also. So we'll discuss some time management techniques. How it happens that you have to first prioritize those tasks which are urgent versus important. What are those things? You can block some timings that this is my work time, this is my family time, and this is my hobby time, this is my sports time, whatever time is there. Then Pomodoro technique also, you can use that thing, that where you can use that 25 25 and 25 4 25 minutes breaks. So you'll study for 25 minutes, then you will take 5 minutes break, then again you will study for 25 minutes and 5 minutes break, then 25 minutes study, then 5 minutes break, then again. So in this way, 4 times 25 minutes you will study, then you will take a long break. So it gives you a routine that you are not feeling that task is a lot, but you can manage your time. Another thing is, which generally can be used, that you block every day that this is the time for family time. 6 to 8 is my time. So maybe so my family time, or if you want to give for your hobbies, that this is the time. So if it's a family time, maybe you can talk with your family members over phone, or you can give to your any hobby at that time, whatever time. So you can block that at that time. You will not do any other work. But as it happens with the classes, so you block that time, that this is the time for the class. It's a set, you go to the class every day at the same time. Similarly for the other things also. And sometimes that also happen, people make the routine, they make the schedule, but they complete all the less important work, but unable to complete the most important task. They will, maybe they will go for a mobile repairing thing, they will call plumber for this leakage, they will do everything, but the main task which they have on that day to complete, they will not start that task. So you have to understand that which work is more important. So that is also needed if you want to manage your time. And if you are managing your time, you may use a digital clock also. That is also a good way to decide that if you are using a digital clock, so you can see that how many minutes had been spent on a task, or how many minutes are remaining for that. Because when we use analog, sometimes we say okay, it's a 6:30, still we have time. But when we see that okay, it's 6:32, that okay, 2 minutes are over, it gives you a subconsciously a hint that you must start working, you are getting late. So using digital clock is a good thing which you can use. You can use a planner also every day, so you can plan your things. You can use alarms also, which generally people don't use. So you can start using the alarms for any activity. Use the calendar also and prioritize that thing. So then you would be able to manage your time. So balancing personal and professional life takes efforts and intentions, and it's not a luxury, it's actually the need. It's your right to ask for breaks, and small steps and routine that will help you to balance your work and your personal life. And investing in balance is investing in your overall well-being and long-term success, because once you will be satisfied, whatever work you will do in your life, you will feel that yes, I had achieved something. Otherwise you will have everything, but there will be no personal life. So maybe you, whenever you go on the breaks, maybe you can visit a place, so the memories you create at that place will stay for you for long, and that will give you some motivation, some energy to invest that energy in some other work. So it's very important that every time whenever you are working, you continue doing the thing. So in short, if you want to make the balance between that thing, define the boundaries, set the routine, and follow them for at least a month, and then only you can see the change in yourself. Thank you.